So last night I mixed up this first cup, which was the first box on my left, and I mixed it pretty much almost not enough hardener. So it's still soft, and it's been almost 24 hours. This I made today, and it was for the other box. And what I have them doing right now, since it's cold out, I have a tarp over it with a heater inside, and pretty much I'm hotboxing them. I'm giving them their own heat to cure right now. So I'm going to make sure they're 100% dry before I pull them out of there. And then when I pull them out, I'm probably going to put some more support in them back pieces. So it's all turning out good. Right now, I could felt them and fiberglass the felt and be done with it, and they'd be really good looking boxes. But that's not what I'm doing. You'll have to stick around to see what I'm doing. Now that it's dry, you can see I got it out. It kept its shape, which is what I wanted. It's a little loose, but it's got tight enough to where now that it's out, I have more access to lay on more layers. And the bag did exactly what I wanted it to. It peels off. As you can see down here, peels right off, no problem. So I won't have this bag under it, of course, but it did help to not get my trunk a mess, and it also helped me to keep the shape I wanted. So I'm going to peel that off. We're going to start laying more layers on this out of the car. And it's perfectly shaped to the trunk now. So it worked out good. Worked out just the way I wanted it to. So I have the second layer on now, as you can see. Put some little wood strips in there just to make it a little bit, more stronger. I need, lots of strength in this. But it's nice. I added a lot more hardener. Or catalyst, whatever you want to call it. I added a lot more to it to make it set up faster this time when it's out of the car. It's a lot easier to do it out of the car after that first base is done. So, get back to it. Well, this is how you saw it last time. I got the other one out. The plans were to make a big giant skull. I didn't tell anybody because I want it to be awesome. And here's where I've gotten. And you can see it was sort of coming together with the shape. This is aluminum screening, and the plan was to foam it. Well, the foam I got is hard as a rock. It's not going to work. So I'm going to have to go up with my backup plan, which is still going to be a nice system, but this isn't going to work. So I have to tear all this off, and then we'll start reframing it. So it's just a little update. As you can see, if it would have been a more of a, let me see how I can explain it. I guess a cellulose, as you can see how tight it is. It's super hard. I mean, let's see here. Here we go. A little tack hammer I have. I'm hitting it hard. That's all it's doing. So now I gotta fight to get this off, and then I'll show you the other design I got working on. Okay, so here's where we are on the second attempt. I just did a nice little amp shelf and a capacitor, and then the subs. Then I'm going to shape it around the edges over here more, and that side too. And I'm going to wrap it in fleece and fiberglass it. And then I'm going to add cloth to it too to make it real strong. Other than that, skulled it and worked, so this is pretty much the only option left, is to go this way. But it'll still come out nice, I hope. I'll check back in. Right now, as you can see, I got the bag under there. I'm going to fiberglass all the new stuff in. And then I'll cover it with fleece after that. So here's where I'm at now. This is how it's going to look, but I got to fleece it still. And I have marker over here where I'm cutting out all of that to round it off and everything. I had to lay some more down in here to where I can, you know, get a good shape down in there. It's not all the way out. Cut that side. I got this to where the amp's up nice, capacitor, subs. It's gonna look real good once it's fleeced. So I'll give you an update then. But these are simple, you know. I'm gonna try to get the fleece to go down in here and wrap all that to make it more 3D instead of just regular. Over here, I might not be able to get them fleeced to go down in there just because of this, so it might be flatter here and then a rolled there. But we'll see. Fleece is really stretchable, so I might be able to get it, you know, close to how I wanted it. Everything's glued and braided on the back of these. I ain't worried about those because once I cover it with fiberglass and the fleece, you'll never see any of that, and it'll be super hard. But I also put a lot of pictures on my Facebook when I'm working on this stuff, so you can check them out too. I have a link on my YouTube. You'll see the little icon. Now I have everything cut the way I want it and ground down. Everything's ready to go now. I do see an issue up here I'm gonna have to fix real quick though. Right there, I have to grind that off. Actually, yeah, still gonna have to grind that off. But now I'm gonna wrap it in fleece after I grind that piece off, and then we'll be ready to fiberglass it. So here's where we're at now. I don't know if you can pick up all the contours on the camera, but it was a pain to do. Only because I wanted shape instead of flat. So, and I hand stapled it all because my air stapler broke. So, but we're at the point now where we're ready to glass it. So now I'm going to fiberglass it, mix up a lot of resin, then pour it on. So here's where we're at now. I've added some strengtheners with some 1.5 ounce cloth on these bigger spots and on the corners to try to make it roll a little easier. Same here. Corner. You can see that it's rock hard now. So now comes the worst part. I'm going to grind 90% of it down and then put some body filler on it. But I'm going to get grinding and get it done. So after grinding down all of the fiberglass, here's where we're at. So I'm going to use some short strand filler next to build it up a little bit. And what that is, it's basically body filler with short pieces of fiberglass in it. Now I don't have any, so I'm going to mix some myself, which again is just body filler, a little bit of fiberglass chopped up real fine, and some fiberglass resin. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to make some of my own short strand with filler, the resins, and the mat. Now this is 1.5 ounce mat, and again, I'm wanting short strand, so we're going to cut it up really fine. I'm going to say about 3/8 of an inch. Now I'm not mixing up a ton right now. And again, it don't have to be exact, it'll all work out. And this is basically what short strand filler is, and long strand filler would be, instead of a smaller cut of fiberglass, it would be a longer cut. chop this up. Alright, well anyway, I'm going to finish chopping this up.